Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Assistant, the podcast for executive assistants and the people that love us. I'm your host, Jess Lindgren. Let's get to work. It is roughly quarterly time. I feel like I should have like a little jingle or something made, like a cute little, it's roughly quarterly time. We'll get there. We'll workshop it. This is just an idea that's come to me in the last moments since hitting record. But yes, roughly quarterly time. You know, those projects that you want to do, but they sit on your to-do list for ages. Many of these projects are those nagging, necessary, but I'll do them when I find the time. I would really like to encourage anyone listening to make the time, set aside the time. If you have dedicated work time built in anywhere in your schedule, like for my executive, Wednesdays are deep work days. He just has a brick of time that we do not schedule over for any reason, and it's just there. And then he's got 3 to 6 hours once a week to just really focus, get down into it, whatever the project might be. Um, and just all of us here, we're executive assistants. We are frequently busy. But those moments that you have or make some focused work time, I would really love to suggest that you consider using some of the suggestions from the episodes that I've recorded over the last couple of years, or if you have projects of your own, I would love to know what they are. AskAnAssistant.com. Lay your comments, questions, thoughts, and concerns on me. I want to know, what are your roughly quarterlies? What are the things that you dive into, spend some time and focus on? Have you taken my suggestions and tweak them and made them your own? Have you done something totally different? Do you have a roughly monthly? Do you have a roughly semi-annually? Do you have a roughly annually schedule? What is it that you're doing in any semblance of a schedule? And how's it going? A lot of these projects are beastly at first. Like, they require a ton of mental energy to set aside the time. They require sometimes specialized software tools. They require time to sit down. Like, one of them that I did was a subscription audit. Sometimes you have to sit down and print out months or years worth of your credit card statement and just go through it line by line with a ruler, with highlighters, like making yourself as single focused on a project as you can. Sometimes they're just a huge undertaking at first, but then they require very minimum maintenance as time marches on. Like, using the subscription example, it was a very big undertaking. And one of the ones that still sticks out to me even months later is it was a very low charge. It was not expensive, but it was still tied to someone's card who didn't even work for the company anymore. Like, what? It was like $3 a month, but we'd been paying it for like 5 years. And at the end of that, just doing some math, because I am talking while doing this, $3 times 12 months times 5 years that can't be right. $180. I mean, yeah, even if it's just a couple $100 at the end of all that, like, it still adds up. Like, that's still stake money, okay? Like, at the end of the day, that is money that you could have been using for literally anything else. And even though it was a huge project at the get-go, it was very worth it to cut a lot of products, services, things that you sign up for and forget about. And now, literally just every month, I just ask my executive, I'm like, "Hey, I see the renewal is coming up for XYZ service. I saw that you signed up for the free trial. Are you still actively using it?" And then it's just top of mind for him too, as he's signing up for things like, "Hey, Jess is going to ask me about these. Like, let's make sure that I'm actively using them. Or maybe if I'm not using it right now, we can pause for a few months. I can come back to it." But now it's just a quick little once a month. "Hey, you still using it? Great. I'll ask you again next month when the receipt comes around." Um, yeah, so just kind of looking back over the last couple of years, episode 8 is a template refresh. So all of those, whether it's a canned response, the example that comes to mind for me is right now I'm in the midst of my executive's book launch, and I'm sending out assets to every interview that we book. So, like, a PDF copy of the book, his headshot, a graphic of the cover of the book, his bio, his, all kinds of information like links, social profiles, all of that. And as people come back with questions, I can tighten that up. So every person that gets a copy gets the most up to date, tightened, tweaked, perfected copy of that template. Episode 20, cleaning out large files. I had an issue where my computer was, I think I have like a 500 gig MacBook or something, and it was absolutely just bloated with these huge files that I had no idea until GarageBand started crashing. So cleaning out those large files, looking for that roughly quarterly, just making sure that your computer isn't going to completely crash out on you, super important. Big, hairy deal when you're doing it, but very easy to do going forward. Episode 30, that aforementioned subscription audit, go through your credit card, go through emails, unsubscribe from things that you're paying for, resubscribe. A lot of times when you not threaten to cancel, but like you tell a company that you're canceling, if it is something that you maybe were thinking about using, they might cut you a better deal to stay. So, definitely some options in that one. Episode 43, email signatures, setting up email signatures, very easy to do across a company of two. Bigger undertaking across a company of dozens or hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people. So your mileage is going to vary on the nature of that one. Ask an Assistant, episode 56, clean off your physical desktop. Last quarter, we took everything off our desks. We wiped them down, whether it's with a Clorox wipe, some vinegar, and an essential oil. Go through the folders that have been sitting on your desk undisturbed. Scan the receipts and trash them, like, or, whatever your data management practices are. A lot of companies, you have to keep things for 7 years. So don't listen to me when I say trash your receipts. Make sure you talk with legal and or accounting. But cleaning off your physical desktop just feels wonderful to come back. And then that's something maybe some of us haven't done for literal years. And if you get it on the roughly quarterly schedule, then maybe it's a little bit easier when you're doing it 2 to 3 to 4 times a year, or even just twice a year. Just like get in there, clean that desk off. And episode 70 leads us to where we are today. We are cleaning off our virtual desktops. I don't know about you. I take a lot of screenshots of different things. Like even just today, somebody sent me an attachment that was in .eml format. I think that stands for email extension. For whatever reason, that file type absolutely would not open on my computer. And I'm just like, hey, you sent me payment instructions via this weird file type that won't open on my computer. Could you copy and paste it? Could you print a PDF? Like, what can you do to get me this information? Because I do need to take care of it today. So you end up taking screenshots of things, you forget about them. My executive for a long time used Dropbox Capture. So then he had just like a gigantic folder full of every screenshot he had ever taken because it would automatically upload it to a folder on his Dropbox after he took it. Like, I can imagine that being super helpful if you're creating a company-wide document SOP type thing, but when you're just taking weird random little screenshots of like, "Hey, I noticed a typo on XYZ page on whatever website," ugh, I never wanna see those again. My screenshots autosave to my desktop, and I have worked in offices. It's been quite some time since I've worked in an office, but the last time I worked in an office, I remember walking up to a colleague's desk and like my skin began to crawl just looking at their desktop, just absolutely covered in screenshots and like I'm a MacBook person. So it's little icons on the desktop. I have no idea what you PC people are out there doing, but let me know. But it was just like multiple layers of icons just overlapping each other. And I'm like, how do you find anything? How do you find the app that you wanna use? How do you find anything at all? Like, what? What are you doing? How do you function like this? This is so wild to me. And it just I'm not quite a Marie Kondo person. Like, anybody who follows me on Instagram, you'll see shots of the, entryway of my house. We have a ton of cat art on the walls. We have a big bulletin board that has it's basically a digital version of my bulletin board, my overlapping cards and Broadway playbills and tickets for things that we've been to, little mementos that I don't mind so much seeing those overlap with each other, but like icons on my desktop, I don't like to see too many of them. I definitely have a handful of folders, icons, what have you, that are quick reference things. Like earlier, I mentioned my executive's book tour right now. The headshot, the PDF, the cover image are all right together on the desktop, easy to find. And since I keep those numbers down, anytime I take a screenshot, I go through every day and delete what I'm not using. Those three items are right at the top of the desktop when I go to click attachment to an email. Everyone's workflow is different. Everyone's working style is different. Please don't feel judged or what have you. If you are one of those people with the overlapping cork board full of little icons on your desktop. But just making things a little easier to find, having a cute image on your desktop to look at every time that you log in, it just feels really nice. And having a big, clean, open expanse. Like if you are a Mac user, you can find literally anything and everything by doing Command Spacebar. You don't need anything on your desktop. Like if there are those quick reference things, it's absolutely super handy to not have to be searching for them. But like for me personally, with a lot of the work that I do, it's faster and easier to just do the Command space bar than to have a super cluttered virtual desktop. Um, Personally speaking, having these little projects to tackle in rotation, it just feels so good and truly has become something that I look forward to. I spend a lot of time managing calendars, email inboxes, and I can put a number on how many book tour interviews that I help bring to life, but it all feels a bit ephemeral. The roughly quarterly projects have really tangible results. Again, money in your company's checking account. It's a clean and freshly sanitized desktop. It's your clean slate when you open your computer every day. I really feel accomplished after completing any number of my roughly quarterly projects, and I really hope that you do too. And that's all for this week. Let me know which roughly quarterly projects you tackled, which ones I haven't talked about that you have done and found to be very satisfying in terms of completion. And until next week, take care.